And by getting out and leaving, I'm not just referring to La Cosa Nostra. Oh, the irony. Tony wanted some guys from Italy because the guys in America, they were getting too soft. A guy from Naples, like Furio.
That way I get guys with no ties to anybody over there. They'll be loyal to me, 110%.
You're a very special woman. I would love to go with you there.
Great, it's a date then.
Good. It's a date.
Feelings he couldn't act on.
Ci sta una femmina. E se la moglie lo boss, io voglio bene.
Fosse asciutta pazza. L'unico mezzo siamo è uccidere il marito.
You're standing too close.
You're standing too close. Just like Furio was standing too close to Carmela, so he left. He chose survival.
No, I wanted to thank you. A friend of your husband's came by the office. We got the listing.
Which friend, who?
Furio Giunta.
But I doubt that getting out brought much peace. Eugene Pontecorvo says his master's voice. But as we soon come to find out, Eugene actually has two masters, Tony Soprano and the FBI.
I was thinking about buying a place in Fort Myers. Retiring there, actually.
Retiring?
If by some slight chance Tony had actually agreed, we know the FBI wouldn't. So whether or not Eugene gave Tony a piece of the inheritance, at the end of the day, the FBI wasn't going to let him move to Florida.
I got it. We buy a vacation place in Florida, a condo.
It's not the same.
I make another run at Tony, 6 months, a year from now.
They may have hinted that it might have been a possibility in order to get him to continue to talk to them, but sorry, Eugene. Just when you may have thought you were out.
The way things are shaping up, you're a designated hitter.
Look, Ron, we talked about Florida, okay?
Here, among your friends, is where you're useful.
Well, I told you. You tell your bosses I come back for any trial.
Florida's just one of those things you gotta let go.
Vito didn't plan to leave New Jersey, but he was forced after being spotted and outed. He fled to New Hampshire, and for a moment he found peace.
I really don't know much about this stuff.
Well, you've got a good eye. It's the most expensive piece in the store. You're a natural.
It's hard to stay out, and that includes Vito.
Long term, I know construction's out. Those guys, but met, running girls, a lot more tolerant atmosphere.
He may very well have been able to stay in New Hampshire, be with Jim, or, just be by himself doing his own thing or whatever. The pull of his old life, the money, the power, it dragged him back. I think he returned thinking that he could have it both ways, but instead he got nothing.
I got contacts in AC. With your support, I could set myself up there. I'd be close, but not too close.
He got out, but he couldn't stay gone. I put Christopher and Aid together because I think that this journey of deciding whether to leave, to stay, if they can leave, I think it involves the both of them. After Adriana gets picked up by the FBI, she starts suggesting it more to Christopher. So now Adriana is kind of like Eugene in the sense that she's thinking, if they can get away from here, from Tony Soprano, things will be fine, even though she knows very well that it's not only Tony Soprano who cares about them being here. It's the FBI too.
I was thinking, maybe we should try someplace else. I saw this thing on TV, a tour of this house in Santa Barbara. You should have seen the flowers they had. And the ocean.
I was out in California. I didn't like it.
I'm just saying, we're young. We got a whole life in front of us.
I've been trying to do what you said. Pull back a little. Steer clear of old habits, same people.
Must be hard, though. Give me your lifestyle.
We'd have a fireplace like you like to.
We could never come back here, Adrian.
I don't want to come back.
Was this Christopher looking at this family saying to himself, I don't want that? Or was it more like, what if I can never have that with Adriana because of the possible issues having kids? Or it could have been any number of things in between. But we know one thing. Christopher decides he's not going to get out. Not right then anyway. So neither is Adriana.
If you ever want to get away from California.
Little Carmine was never cut out for blood.
There was a time I was obsessed with being in charge. One night during all that fighting with John, I come home, I'm exhausted. So tired, so tense. She says, darling, I think it's time you took a rest.
When others doubled down, he stepped back.
We back down now? Bunker down? What kind of a message does that send? Let the guys see you take the reins.
That's not how I want to handle it.
He walked away with his life and his family intact. Did it come at a cost? Not really.
He says that's not what I meant. I don't want to be the wealthiest widow on Long Island. I want you to quit.
And I think it was his unique situation, being the son of Carmine Sr., having this whole thing down in Florida. He was fine where he was, so he wasn't really missed when he pulled back.
It's about being boss. It's about being happy.
Eugene sure would have been jealous. He would have loved to do what Carmine did, but he wasn't the son of the former boss. I mean, think about when Eugene told Tony that he wanted to quit, technically, by retiring to Florida. For Carmine, it seemed to be a lot simpler. They both had wives who wanted them to quit, but Carmine was actually able to, in a way that worked for them. Whereas with Eugene, he was just stuck.
God, wait. So the whole North American landmass is between me and Tony and Carmela.
New Jersey blows.
I want to go to Berkeley so bad.
Meadow thought she wanted to go away to college.
If I can get in there, that means I probably can get into Berkeley.
Over my dead body. Look, you know that you can go anywhere you want to go to college. But I'll tell you where I'm not going to pay for, and that's Berkeley.
But I won't be here for long. I'm 18 years old. I'm going to be going to college soon. I can take care of myself.
But when she got accepted to Berkeley, she decided to stay close to home instead. And by close to home, I mean very close to home. And back at home quite often.
Did Jackie call?
And along with home came things like Jackie Aprile Jr., who, according to his sister, his whole stupid dream was following in their father's footsteps. And even though Meadow and Jackie don't work out, obviously, by the time we get to the end of the series, look where Meadow is. Back at home, and engaged to a guy who also comes from the family.
Can I see a warrant? We have the right.
We got a really interesting case right now. We're defending James Trifolio, the county commissioner, in those corruption charges.
While Meadow wasn't involved in organized crime or her father's businesses, her life was still shaped by the world that her father ruled. As she got older, she seemed to pull away, but then she'd come back. By the time we get to the end, it seems like at least Carmela seems to think that Meadow's just going to be defending people like her father. Did she escape or just reframe the family business?
Is that your case, honey?
Bid rigging. It's got bagman whores. It's fascinating.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this latest video. I'd love to hear your thoughts.